Good morning, Dallas, Fort Worth. I'm Anthony Cernilia with Ask the Experts radio show, where we interview local professionals, experts in their field. And once again, we are joined by Tony Hall from Paradigm Roofing. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Paradigm Roofing. Paradigm Roofing is licensed with the Roofing Contractors Association of Texas. They're a member of the National Association of Home Builders. Also, they're part of the U.S. Green Building Council and hold a 3-time winner of the NTRCA Golden Hammer Award. Today, we're also joined by John Fike. How you doing, John and Tony?
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Doing great.
All right. Well, you know, the buzz in Dallas right now is Dallas Cowboys, but we're going to put the Dallas Cowboys on hold for a second. But to our listeners out there, real quick, let's get the phone number out there for Paradigm Roofing. It's 972-542-7774 for all your roofing needs. Or you can go to ParadigmRoofs.com. That's PARADIGM roofswithan S.com. And our number up here is 214 or 817-787-1190. You wonder why I put that number out there? Is because John and Tony are going to be discussing some roofing, ins and outs, and they're going to ask a question here in a little bit in the next segment, and you can win yourself a $50 gift card. So once again, if you'd like to call in, not now, it'll probably be next segment. Well, you're just going to have to listen. All right, let me go ahead and toss it to you, John, and y'all go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Anthony.
You're welcome.
Tony, one of the things when we started this endeavor back about 3 months ago, I wanted to get out there was some of the things that you have done in your building of Paradigm Roofing that makes us different than a lot of other roofing contractors out there. Anthony mentioned in the open that we are licensed with the Roofing Contractors Association of Texas. That's a pretty special thing. There's over 4,000 contractors here just in North Texas, and only less than 300 are licensed with the Roofing Contractors Association of Texas. What made you decide to go that route?
Mainly just so, wanted to differentiate ourselves. I mean, I realize the state's not regulated, but there's got to be something there that can put customers at ease and things like that. And so for me, taking the field seriously, taking, roofing seriously, anything that I can do that can, put me above the competition or make us that much better, I don't have a problem doing. So, from that perspective, I wanted to have all the credentials that are available to us in the state of Texas, since it is an unregulated state and just about anybody can say they're a roofing contractor. So I just thought that these things are important, and, customers that really take their roof and things like that seriously, that they're going to want to look for somebody that is certified or credentialed or licensed in this case.
Okay. One thing, unfortunately, we just actually had come up with a customer last week. There are, unfortunately, some people in the industry that don't follow along with the guidelines that you have set and the standards that you've set with our organization. What do people need to look out for? What can they do to help protect themselves in hiring the right contractor?
Well, the biggest thing I see that happens is that you have certain contractors that are out there asking for upfront money, and since we live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we have insurance claims. It's quite common around here, and so they're asking for that first check on the insurance claim. A reputable contractor, in my opinion, should not be asking for any upfront money unless you're custom ordering something that's extraordinary, all right? Like maybe a slate roof or something, and it's being shipped from overseas, then you're going to have a down payment. But if it's just your standard architectural or composition type roof, a reputable contractor has commercial accounts, he has lines of credits, and he's going to run it accordingly. And so to remove any of the risk, I don't think that anybody should require any money up front. At Paradigm Roofing, when you call in, we're not going to ask for you, a deposit or anything like that. We're going to go ahead and fund the job, and then upon completion and your satisfaction is we'll start requiring payment of some sort.
And unfortunately, this does happen. As I mentioned, we had a customer, one of our project managers brought us a customer last week where unfortunately she had given a $10,000 deposit to another roofing contractor, and she never saw him again. And now here we are to save the day. What are some of the other things I know that we do when we go and make a proposal to a customer, there's some things that are in our folder, such as insurance. Why is that important?
Some of the things that we do put in, in our presentation folder that we give to the client to where I don't feel like they should have to ask for it, but is extremely important. Insurance is one of those documents. If you hire somebody to work on your home and they were to damage your home anywhere along the road, they're going to need a general liability policy. All right. So we just provide that to you up front to where you have it in your hands. And then the other risk as well is, if somebody was to fall off your roof or somebody gets hurt, you're going to want that insurance contractor to have workman's comp on his employees. And so, probably about 60% of the contractors out there have general liability, and I hate to even guess, how many contractors are actually carrying workman's comp on their employees. So there's nightmare stories out there where homeowners, chose the cheapest priced out there, and generally it's cheap for a reason, is that, you're taking on some unnecessary risk. And some of this can be a nightmare. You save $500 on a roof, but you find later on down the road an accident happened, and they damage your home, and if somebody gets hurt. And I've even seen things where, trailers have been dislodged going down the highway, and it turns out that it's your roof that's inside that trailer. You're the contractor, you're the customer that hired that contractor, and they had an accident, somebody got hurt. And you now become liable for that because you hired a contractor that wasn't insured. So there's all kinds of stories out there, and people have gotten in trouble for this. And so, I think people really need to take their roofs seriously, because this is a hail belt. And so we get a lot of people from out of state. They have no credentials whatsoever, and we call them fly-by-nights or storm chasers and things like that. And I think that there's enough qualified contractors in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex that you really don't have to hire those type of contractors.
Okay. One of the things that we do when we go in for an initial evaluation of a roofing system, we have our project managers stick their head in the attic. Why do we do that?
One of the things we talked about this in one of the previous shows, and one of the things we do, and that I decided from day one, how was I going to differentiate myself from all these other contractors out here? There's quite a few in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so one of the things is that, okay, it's more than just slapping shingles on your roof. And so I wanted to provide a service that when you tear off this roof, it's kind of like open heart surgery on your home. You have an opportunity to do things to your home at this particular time that are very cost effective, and also improve the quality of living in your home, as well as set out and put the cover on your home, which is what you're seeking. We put our head up in the attic is one of the things that we do, because we're checking a few things at this time. We want to see how your attics are divided. A lot of homes have multiple attics, so we're doing a ventilation analysis as one. And so we're preparing to make sure that we properly ventilate your home during the time of the roof installation. We're also checking the level of your insulation to make sure that it hasn't been depressed, or that it's old, it's dirty, it's lost its R value. So we have an opportunity to take care of that for you. We're also checking to make sure that during the construction, and we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but that's very important. We're looking at AC lines, gas lines, making sure nothing is too close to the deck, that if we end up roofing this house, that we don't put a nail through one of these things. We have seen, projects where the gas company has left the gas line too close to the deck, and then the roofer's up there and they shoot it and they shoot the line. Well, now everybody's got to evacuate the house, and, this can be a dangerous oncoming right here when you start smelling gas coming out. All right. And the same thing with the AC lines. It happens all the time. The AC companies install the thing so close to the attic, and technically it's against code to do this, and the roofer is left with the booby trap, and they end up hitting this AC line. So us knowing this, we try to do some preventive measures and search out these lines to make sure that we're not going to hit them when it's time to roof.
Well, the ventilation analysis, I can actually speak from firsthand. If you remember, we did my house back in 2011, it was. And I had a room, my master bedroom in the front had a vaulted ceiling, and that room was always 10 degrees hotter than the rest of the house. And you came out and we had some solutions. You doubled the soffit vent, so we doubled the intake, and then we put some other things. Talk about what we did in that situation.
Well, anytime you have a baffled ceiling, what's going on is that you have sheetrock on one side of your rafters, and then you have insulation embedded in between the rafters, and then you have your plywood. So basically what the builder has done is that he suffocated that room. It's not breathing at all. And so what we do, or what we did in your particular case, and we've done it on many homes, is that we've gone ahead and we pulled up the plywood and we put in what we call a baffle. That baffle is basically pushing down the insulation about an inch, and it's providing an airflow. We make sure that we have a soffit vent on the underside where we install these baffles, and then we make sure we may run ridge vent or something like that on the upper side, and that will solve the problem. I've had a lot of people come to me over the years, on vaulted ceilings, and the room, it does get hotter, but if you don't leave an airflow, if the builder doesn't leave an airflow, that is a problem. I've seen them to where they call their AC companies. They can't fix it. Nobody can fix it. And so, but it's really an easy solution if you know what you're doing.
Well, and I know in my case, it absolutely solved the problem. My electricity bill went down, and I couldn't believe it. I was actually amazed just by that little fix, and it really worked in our situation. We're going to talk here in a little bit about some composition roofing. It's pretty much what we see all over North Texas, and some different things that we can do. When you're looking at a composition roof system, what's one thing that you can do to maybe save some money on your home insurance?
Nowadays, they have what they call an impact-resistant roof. We live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and so your insurance company would love for you to put one of these on your home, because what it's going to do is that it's going to be impervious to hail balls up to 2 inches. It's where they're tested. And so, obviously, the insurance company, they want to incentivize you to install this roof, and they will do it by giving you premium discounts, annual homeowners insurance premium discounts up to 35%. It just depends. It varies from one carrier to the other, because it's not a matter of when we get the hail or if we get the hail, it's a matter of when we get it. And so your home inevitably will be hit by hail. And so the insurance company has to cover that because it's a weather-related storm. And so by putting on an impact-resistant roof, if it's small enough hail, you're not going to be getting your roof replaced like everybody else is.
Right, and the reason I bring
Sorry, John. Go ahead.
No, the reason I brought that up because when we were talking about my house, I started thinking about, well, we put an impact-resistant shingle on that too, a Class 4 impact-resistant shingle, and I did in fact save quite a bit of money on my insurance, it's like a TV commercial.
Yeah, it's almost like a Geico commercial.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Can I ask you just, I guess, with like specialty roofs and stuff like that, when you get like the clay shingles, are those impervious to hail as well, or is it just a Class 4 impact resistant?
Well, Class 4 is the rating that ASTM is giving them, which is the rating system. All right, and not all tile roofs are impact resistant. Like concrete tiles, they're not impact resistant. They actually start to crack with time, and so they have a Class 3. It might give you a discount being a Class 3, but it won't give you the full value discount of Class 4. So the rating of Class 4 is given by ASTM. They rate the shingles, and the manufacturer has to go through certain testing to get that Class 4. So like in composition, they upgrade the matting on the backside of it to where it won't break down and things like that. So, but there are a lot of different types of Class 4s out there that are available to you and different types of roofs. But just because it's clay or concrete doesn't necessarily that it's going to be a Class 4 impact-resistant roof.
Okay. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to go ahead and get the number out here because we're going to have to take a commercial real quick. If you'd like to call Paradigm Roofing, it's 972-542-7774, or you can go on the World Wide Web at Paradigm Roofs, that's with an S.com. That's PARADIGM Roofs with an S.com, 972-542-7774. 7774. And I guess you're listening to Ask the Experts radio show on Talk Radio 1190. We're going to take about a 2-minute break. On the other side of the break, I guess John and Tony will have a question for our listeners. If you'd like to call us, it's either 214 or 817-787-1190. I'm Anthony Cerniglia on Talk Radio 1190 with Ask the Experts radio show. And we'll be right back after these messages.
When it comes to roofing, there's only one company to trust for your home or business, Paradigm Roofing. When you need to replace your roof or you just need a repair, it's best to call the licensed professionals at Paradigm Roofing. Certified with all the top manufacturers, Paradigm provides the highest quality roof systems in the Metroplex. You can trust that they will get the job done right, residential or commercial. Paradigm is the name you can trust. Award-winning, Paradigm Roofing is a member of the U.S. Green Building Council and proudly holds an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call Paradigm Roofing today at 972-542-7774 or visit them on the web at paradigmroofs.com for a free consultation. Built with quality, integrity, and service, Paradigm Roofing, 972-542-7774. That's 972-542-7774. Or visit them on the web at paradigmroofs.com. That's paradigmroofs.com.
Right arm, right leg.
Left leg, left arm.
Both legs above the knee.
Both legs, part of my left hand.
Lost both my legs in Iraq.
These 9/11 veterans are just a few of the heroes we serve at Homes for Our Troops. For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes with features like wheelchair access, roll-in showers, and pull-down cabinets that allow them to function independently and focus on their recovery and family. This life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans, thanks to our donors and supporters. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
From Rad Law Firm Weather Center, I'm Anthony with your Ask the Experts weather. A high of 50 today with a mix of clouds and sunshine with the winds out of the north at 25-30 miles an hour. Tonight, cloudy with a low of 35. Go Cowboys! This weather report brought to you by Ask the Experts. Welcome back to Ask the Experts radio show. I'm Anthony Cerniglia, speaking with Tony Haw and John Fike from Paradigm Roofing. All right, guys, getting back into it. Let's go ahead and get the phone number out there. If any listeners want to call and have any questions about roofing, it's going to be either 214 or 817-787-1190. That's 214 or 817-787-1190. All right, gentlemen, if y'all like to jump back into y'all's conversation, I will try not to interrupt too much.
No, you're doing great, Anthony. Thanks. Mm-hmm. So we talked at the end of the segment. We were going to give away a $50 gift card. So phone lines are open, I take it. And the question is, what type of roof will give you a discount on your homeowner's insurance? So the first one to call in with the correct answer will win a $50 Visa gift card. Tony, you and I have known each other for a long time, and one thing I can say about you is you don't like to toot your own horn, and I appreciate that. But, one of the things I like people to see is some of the jobs that we've actually done here in North Texas. We do a lot of multifamily. We do a lot of residential, both commercial and residential side. Anthony has talked in the open several times that we're a 3-time winner of the NTRCA Golden Hammer Award. What is the Golden Hammer Award?
NTRCA is the North Texas Roofing Contractors Association, and basically what they do is that they recognize extraordinary jobs, and they award it to a North Texas roofing contractor is what they do. So, it's nice to be recognized by your peers and things like that.
So it's voted on by your peers.
Right. It's voted on by your peers and the board association up there as well. And so it's a way of basically getting some of your work out there and get it recognized. Okay.
One of the large projects we won the Golden Hammer Award for last year was Monticello Crossroads, a big apartment community. We did Brava Tile, which you talked about in the last show, on some of the specialty specialty roofs out there. Talk a little bit about that project maybe, and some others that people will see in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and go, oh, that's Paradigm's job, maybe what we're doing out in Rowlett even.
Right. Monticello Crossroads is right there at Mockingbird, Monticello, and 75. So it can be seen right off the highway. And, that was a condominium type project, multi-level and things like that. That project was originally built probably sometime in the 70s, and they had an original concrete tile roof on there. And it was just basically starting to fail after all these years. So they liked the look of the concrete tile, all right, but they understood that the problems, now that they had experience with them, they understood some of the problems that concrete tile can give you years down the road. And so what they did is that we brought different suggestions to them, and they ended up picking a synthetic tile roof, okay, that has that's made out of polymer, extremely lightweight. It was put on a batten system. And so just the complexity of that type of job, that one did win the Golden Hammer Award on that. And so we had a lot of people come out and look at it. There's aerial views on this particular project, but that was a nice project, and it took us probably about 5 months to complete it in its entirety.
Okay. What about some of the other jobs here that I know we've done some medical office buildings over near the hospital. We've got several multifamily construction projects going on currently. What about some others that people could drive by and see some of our work?
We have commercial projects all over the state of Texas. I mean, we're doing work in San Antonio, Austin, Midland, Lubbock. It's just, it's never ending. Wherever they want us. I mean, we'll do the project out there. And so here locally, we do projects all the time. We have multifamily out there, right there at Rowlett and 66, right off of 30. They're building, a big water park coming up for everybody out there. And then, but on the other side, they have a lot of multifamily going up at the same time, simultaneously, called Mansions at Bayside, the Mansions Tower, and even one across the lake. And so all these are right on the lake. And so that's a real nice community over there. That's all multifamily. We have, we have a TPO project that we're working on, a Walmart strip center that we're working on currently over there at Gus Thomason. But we have projects everywhere. Every day we're working on 5 to 6 different projects a day.
Mm-hmm. Right. And then, with where I'm at on the residential side, we stay busy with that too. With the residential side, we do a lot of composition, but here recently it just seems like we've had a lot of interest in the metal work that we've done on residential projects.
Yeah, Paradigm has built quite a reputation over the last few years. We've been, have numerous awards of being some of the top metal roofing contractors in our area. We've done so much metal that we've now established a secondary business by opening up a sheet metal shop, because when you do metal roofs, it requires a lot of custom fabrication. It's not something that you just buy off the shelf. So the more metal we started to do, we had to buy additional equipment to do this. And so, but now metal is a big portion of our business. We do get a lot of interest in it. They're beautiful roofs. Most of them are impact resistant. They're energy efficient, and they're absolutely gorgeous. They are more expensive than your composition roof, but because of that, we get a lot of requirements. We do metal siding, custom fascia metal, soffit metal. And so when somebody really wants to deck out a building or their home in metal, and we've done it on both, there's residential customers that instead of having to paint their fascia board every year, we put metal fascia on there. And this isn't aluminum. This is 24 gauge. It's a little bit thicker metal, and they got paint fade warranties of 20 years. And so this is, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's well worth the extra money on this, just because you'll never have to paint it. It's durable and things like that.
That's the Kynar coated finish.
Right.
So one thing I ran into, just a couple of weeks ago, we were talking with one of our homeowners, and he was talking about the difference between 24 gauge and 26 gauge, on a standing seam roof. What's the difference there? Why is that important? And we'll talk more about standing seam in a minute.
Yeah, we talked about that briefly in our metal show, but basically, the lower the number of metal is the thicker the number. Okay, and so when you have metal, if you can get the thicker metal, it's going to be stronger. It's going to be more impervious to hail dents and things of that nature. But most importantly is that here in the Texas heat, we have a phenomenon with metal with the expansion and contraction. And what it looks like sometimes, if your metal gets too thin, is that you can get what we call oil canning. And it's basically, it looks like a weeping roof. And it changes from day to day. And it's not a bad install or something like that. It's basically, it's the expansion and contraction in the Texas sun that that the contractor should make you aware of this. There's ways to minimize it. By going to a thicker metal will help. By putting striations in your panels will help offset some of this. So, but during this process, if you're interested in a metal roof, we'll certainly go through all this so you can make an educated decision on what's best for your home.
So with 24 and 26 gauge, both of those can actually be Class 4. A hint for all you people that were thinking about calling in. It's both of them can be a Class 4, but from an aesthetics point of view, you may want to look at the 24 gauge over a 26 gauge because of the hail may cause actually more dents in a 26 gauge than a 24, right?
Absolutely. That's absolutely correct.
When you're coming to standing seam, you talk about 1.5 inches or a 2 inch or a 1 inch. What's the difference and why is that important on a standing seam metal roof?
On a standing seam, probably the most common seam, all right, is probably 1.5 inches for a residential project. For a commercial project, it changes again. But your most traditional type of standing seam is 1.5 inch snap lock. And what that means is that the actual seam that you're seeing go up and down the roof is 1.5 inches high. Obviously, the higher the seam that you have, without making it too gaudy looking, the less likelihood that water could ever, exceed over the top of the seam. And so that's basically what that comes in at, but the seam height, the width of the seams and things like that have to do with this type of, your home and, what's going to look best on it.
You mentioned the snap lock. What other type of fastening system can you use in a standing seam?
There's on a standing seam, they have ones that, that are direct to deck to where you don't need a panel or you don't need the clip to install it. You also have mechanical lock systems where basically you take a machine and it locks the seam together, and so it's virtually impossible to get it apart. And that's very popular in a lot of commercial applications. You do see it sometimes in residential. So, but those are your primary types of standing seam panels.
Is there an advantage to a mechanical lock versus a snap lock, or a disadvantage?
Well, the people that like the mechanical lock, they'll live by them and swear that, they'll hold together a lot better in any sort of type of storm and things like that. We've done a lot of roofs here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I've never, I can't say I never, but it's very rare where you see a snap lock panel or a metal roof fall apart like that.
All right. So just one more time, I want to get this out there. We're giving away a $50 Visa gift card for the first person that can call in and answer what type of roof will give a discount on your homeowner's insurance. Anthony, you got that number?
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll go ahead and get the number out there for everybody. If you're listening right now, you can either call 214 or 817-787-1190. That's 214 or 817-787-1190. We're going to be here on the other side of the break. Guys, this conversation is actually very informational. Y'all are doing a great job. I'm learning a lot, and I hope our listeners are too. And all y'all got to do is stick with us through the break. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes after the news. We're Ask the Experts radio show on Talk Radio 1190, and I'm speaking with Tony Hall and John Fike with Paradigm Roofing. We'll be right back after these messages on Talk Radio 1190.
Remember the Alamo! Remember DFW talks here. Talk Radio 1190. Real Texas, real talk.
When it comes to roofing, there's only one company to trust for your home or business, Paradigm Roofing. When you need to replace your roof or you just need a repair, it's best to call the licensed professionals at Paradigm Roofing. Certified with all the top manufacturers, Paradigm provides the highest quality roof systems in the Metroplex. You can trust that they will get the job done right, residential or commercial. Paradigm is the name you can trust. Award-winning, Paradigm Roofing is a member of the U.S. Green Building Council and proudly holds an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call Paradigm Roofing today at 972-542-7774 or visit them on the web at paradigmroofs.com for a free consultation. Built with quality, integrity, and service, Paradigm Roofing. 972-542-7774. That's 972-542-7774. Or visit them on the web at paradigmroofs.com. That's paradigmroofs.com.
For more information about contest on this station, go to kfxr.com/rules. KFXR, Dallas, Fort Worth. Talk Radio 1190, an iHeartRadio station.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station or iHeartMedia.
The battle over the border wall has the government partially shut down for 22 days, the longest closure in U.S. history.
Why do we now hold the entire government of America hostage for a $5.7 billion wall? We really need to reopen government. This has become a very, very serious national problem.
House Democrat John Garamendi of California, President Trump addressing the shutdown in a series of tweets this morning. Fox's Garrett Tenney has one of them.
Democrats should come back to Washington and work to end the shutdown, while at the same time ending the horrible humanitarian crisis at our southern border. I am in the White House waiting for you. Now, Senator Lindsey Graham is one of the lawmakers who's been trying to broker a bipartisan deal behind the scenes to end the shutdown, but now he is urging the president to build the wall by declaring a national emergency.
The president has said he would prefer working out a deal with Congress. Former HUD Secretary Julian Castro is about to make an announcement in San Antonio on whether he'll run for president in 2020.
Last month, Castro formed an exploratory committee, telling the AP he expects a lot of competition for the Democratic nomination.
You're going to have a very crowded field. A lot of people are going to run in this Democratic primary, and that's going to be good for both the party and for the country.
One potential serious competitor could be former Congressman Beto O'Rourke, a fellow Texan.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. A White House run is happening for Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. The Hawaii Democrat is expected to make a formal announcement in the coming weeks. A rough day for security forces in Paris who clashed with yellow vest protesters near the Arc de Triomphe. The anti-government demonstrations are in their 9th week. Police say they've arrested more than 50 people today. This is Fox News.
Fox Nation is the place for exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. New opinion shows from Laura Ingraham, Tucker Carlson, and Tommy Lahren you can only get by signing up for Fox Nation. Plus, the real stories behind the headlines. Documentaries on Chappaquiddick, Jimmy Hoffa, and more that you'll only find on Fox Nation. More of the opinion done right you crave? It's on Fox Nation. Documentaries and specials you can't get anywhere else? They're on Fox Nation. So go to foxnation.com today and sign up now for Fox Nation. Opinion done right now.
Brett Baer.
When someone watches the news, they want someone they can trust. Our job is to cut through the talking points.
Martha McCallum.
We're going to ask the tough questions because there's a lot of conventional wisdom out there that needs to be challenged.
Shannon Bream.
What I'm doing is making sure that whatever is developed through the day, people are fully informed from coast to coast.
We're 24/7 news, but we're really down to the minute.
We're going to be fearless. We're going to be fair.
Whether it's 4 a.m. or midnight, we're there.
Fox News Channel. Real news, real honest opinion.
This is Talk Radio 1190, Dallas-Fort Worth's place to talk.
Welcome back to Ask the Experts radio show, where we interview local professionals in their field, experts and owners. Today we are once again joined by Tony Hall from Paradigm Roofing, and he is with John Fike with Paradigm Roofing, and they're sitting here talking roofs all day on Talk Radio 1190. Guys, before the break, I guess we had asked some listeners to call in and answer a question, and the question was, what type of roof systems will give you a discount on your homeowner's insurance? And I guess I'll take the first caller, and let's see, first caller, you're on the air. What's your name?
April.
Oh, how you doing, April? John and Tony, if y'all like to take over.
How you doing, April?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. So, do you know what type of roof is?
They give you your insurance discount?
Yes.
Is it the Class 4 impact resistant?
Congratulations.
We got a winner. Good job, April.
And I don't have my applause. That's my fault. That's kind of funny.
Do you have any other questions about roofing, April, that we could help you with?
Well, actually, regarding the impact resistant, what is the typical cost difference between a standard roof and the hail impact resistant?
If you're going with the like kind roof, in other words, let's just say that you got an architectural composition roof on there, generally the cost difference is about $1,000, and it generally pays for itself with your discount. It generally pays for itself in about 2 to 3 years is what it does. So instead of that roof being a depreciating asset like most of them are, it's putting money in your pocket every year from there on out.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the size of your roof, but typically you're talking about probably 25%, maybe about 25% to 30% more.
So usually worth it in Texas?
Oh, absolutely. That 25% discount. So if even if you spend $2,000 a year on your homeowner's insurance, you're looking at a $500 discount. And in that case, and like I said, the average roof, it's about $1,000 upgrade cost to go to an impact resistant. If you're going with the like kind shingle, so 2 years down the road, I mean, it's $500 savings every year, and it's a great selling point. If you ever do sell the home, you're going to want to tell, you're going to want to put it on your sell sheet that, hey, I got an impact resistant roof on here.
Right. So, and like I said, April, when we did my house back in 2011, we did put an impact resistant shingle on my house, and I more than made my money back for the difference in cost from the insurance discount.
Sounds great.
Thanks for the call, April.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hold on the line. Let me get your information, okay? Don't hang up.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh. All right, we also have another gentleman on the line. His name is Jason. Jason, how you doing?
Morning, Jason.
Oh, he hung up on us. Man, I'm sorry. Well, guys, if y'all like to go ahead and take back over, I'll go ahead and get her information. I'll let y'all go.
Great. Thanks, Anthony. So April kind of switched us back over here to talking about residential composition roofing. So let's kind of take it from there. When you're talking about composition shingles, what are the different types of composition shingles you typically see?
I like to classify them in 3 different categories. You have what we call strip shingles, which are basically a 3-tab shingle is one of the types. There's a few other types out there, and they're just basically a single-ply shingle is what they are. They used to be the most popular, most common type of shingle in the industry. And they still quite a few of these roofs go on in different parts of the country. And then the next type is an architectural shingle, and that's what we call a multiply type shingle. It's a double laminate. It's where they're basically laminating 2 pieces of shingle together to give you one, and it has more of a texture look. That is extremely common in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Probably 70% of the residential roofs have probably an architectural shingle on their home. And then the other type is what we call a designer shingle. And nowadays they have basically a plethora of different types of designer shingles that look and copy virtually a slate, a tile, just about everything out there. The manufacturers have gotten quite creative in the manufacturing process of giving you different types of looks to put on your home. And as you start to get into some of these designer shingles, they do become more expensive because of the manufacturing process, and it gives your house a nice look. So generally, whatever you invest in your home, when it comes to the roofing, you should get your money out of it. It's not like a swimming pool where you lose 50 cents on the dollar.
With so many types of asphalt shingles or composition shingles like you just mentioned, what differentiates one from the next? There's all kinds of manufacturers out there. You know, we're certified with most of them. When you look at those types of shingles and you're comparing apples to apples or one to the other, what do you look for?
Well, that's a good question. And so from what it sounds like, you're basically you're asking me to choose which is my favorite manufacturer.
No. We're not getting there. I'm just talking about when you're trying to compare one asphalt shingle to another. I mean, are you looking at how it's built? How it's manufactured? The weight? What kind of things are you looking at?
Actually, all the above what you just said is a good starting point. But First, I mean, there's a lot of different types of shingles. Okay, like I just said previously, you're going to break them down into 3 categories. I would say the first thing that you want to do is decide which categories actually fit your needs. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? What is it, the look that you're trying to achieve? And then that could help you, okay, at least put you down the right track to start with. All right. So if, and money may dictate some of this. So it's hard to, really differentiate. So if you have a 3-tab shingle and you just want to get a cover on your roof and, and money is prohibited, then you'll probably stay right there, okay, because I can still get your home protected, get that cover on your home, and get you a nice quality roof. All right, but if you're looking at upgrading and improving the quality, getting a more durable type of shingle, then you're gonna basically start a little bit higher grade, and those shingles are thicker. And so some of these things, you're going to look at the weight, the thickness of them. Does it give you that texture you're looking for? So cosmetically, I mean, these are probably things you're going to choose, as well as the manufacturer and how they're constructed. But there's basically 5 or 6 major players in the manufacturing industry, in the roofing industry, when it comes to composition shingles. And all of these guys, I mean, they've been in business a long time, and they pretty much have found all the solutions to get you a good quality roof. Do they make mistakes now and then? Absolutely. But they're such large conglomerates that, they can afford to stand behind these roofs if they do have a manufacturing defect at any time. So what we start to look for next after that, okay, since, shingles are made out of asphalt, and although they're all selling the same asphalt, and shingles have granules in there, well, they're all buying the granules from the same manufacturer, so it has to do a little bit now with construction. Where's the weight coming from? Who's adding more bang for their buck? Where are you getting some of that? And that's where some of the things start to differ as well.
Right, and then, one of the things that we do at Paradigm, every time we sit down with a customer, we always do a good, better, best proposal. Depending on where they want to start, if they want to start at a 3-tab, we may talk about that, then introduce them to an architectural shingle, and then maybe look at a solar reflective shingle or something like that. So when we get down on that road, talk about some of the differences from upgrading from the 3-tab to architectural to a solar reflective. We haven't really talked about solar reflective. What makes it solar reflective?
Well, Certainty invented a solar reflective shingle a few years back, and it became the most innovative shingle on the market, and has received numerous awards for this patented design that they have. There's no other shingle like it in the country. And basically what they've done is that they've embedded copper granules into this shingle that gives it a greater than 65% reflectivity. When you have reflectivity of 65% or greater, now this becomes an Energy Star product, which now you can use federal tax dollars who will help offset the cost on this. So you can get tax credits back, a dollar for dollar refund against your tax liability. And so, but this particular shingle, it comes to where it's impact resistance, it's solar reflective, so it's a very innovative type of shingle when it comes to this point. So if you're interested in lowering your energy consumption, if you're looking for longevity on a roof, these are things that you may want to look at a Solaris, a solar reflective type of shingle.
Yeah, we actually had a customer call in. She had heard about you talking about the solar reflective shingles on the radio show here on 1190. She called the office, and we were able to build her a very energy efficient roof, impact resistant roof. She even went so far as to use, and I'm going to step into underlayment. She used a thermal barrier underlayment, but she's elated about the job that we did in helping her create that energy efficiency on her roof, along with the impact resistance. Talk about thermal barrier underlayments and how they help in the energy efficiency process.
A thermal barrier is similar to a radiant barrier. The difference is that generally a thermal barrier is going underneath the roof system, where a radiant barrier is going underneath your plywood in some form or fashion. And so what a thermal barrier does is that it has some sort of matting, maybe a cotton mat, that may be an 1/8 inch thick, that they'll lay down on your deck. But on the underside of this white cotton mat is the foil, which is the radiant barrier type. And so, but it acts as a thermal barrier, but it performs very similar to a radiant barrier. Now, radiant barriers can can reduce the sun's reflectivity as high as 97%. So anytime you can do this is going to lower the energy consumption in your home. It's going to lower the attic temperatures is what it's going to do. So in Texas, we have attic temperatures that exceed 160 degrees. But if I can lower your attic temperature down to 130 degrees, what's that going to do for you? It's obviously going to lower your cooling bills during the summertime for sure. All right, and so it's going to make the home a lot more energy efficient. So there are a lot of things that you can do when you install a roof. It's just not slapping shingles on your roof. And, the worst thing you can do is, find out after you install the roof that you realize, oh, I could have done this for $500 more, or I could have done this.
Right.
And some of these things would pay for themselves immediately.
Right. So we're going to do one more giveaway, $50 Visa gift card coming back from the break. Tony just talked about solar reflective shingles. So the question is, first caller that can answer, what is the component in a solar reflective shingle that actually gives you that solar reflectivity? So the first person that can answer that, Anthony, if you give the phone number out as we go to break.
I will. Once again, guys, John has asked a question, so our phone number is 214 or 817-787-1190. That's 214 or 817-787-1190. We do have somebody on hold, Jason, so just hang on the line for us. We only have about a 2-minute break. We'll be right back after these messages. We're right here on Talk Radio 1190 with Ask the Experts radio show, speaking with Tony Hall and John Fike with Paradigm Roofing. And if you'd like to give them a call, it's going to be 972-542-7774. That's 972-542-7774 for all your roofing needs. I am Anthony Cernulia with Ask the Experts radio show. Stay with us through the messages, and we'll be right back.
When it comes to roofing, there's only one company to trust for your home or business, Paradigm Roofing. When you need to replace your roof or you just need a repair, it's best to call the licensed professionals at Paradigm Roofing. Certified with all the top manufacturers, Paradigm provides the highest quality roof systems in the Metroplex. You can trust that they will get the job done right, residential or commercial. Paradigm is the name you can trust. Award-winning, Paradigm Roofing is a member of the U.S. Green Building Council and proudly holds an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call Paradigm Roofing today at 972-542-7774 or visit them on the web at paradigmroofs.com for a free consultation. Built with quality, integrity, and service, Paradigm Roofing, 972-542-7774. That's 972-542-7774. Or visit them on the web at paradigmroofs.com. That's paradigmroofs.com.
Right arm, right leg. Left leg, left arm. Both legs above the knee. Both legs, part of my left hand.
Lost both my legs in Iraq.
These 9/11 veterans are just a few of the heroes we serve at Homes for Our Troops. For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes with features like wheelchair access, roll-in showers, and pull-down cabinets that allow them to function independently and focus on their recovery and family. This life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans, thanks to our donors and supporters. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
From Rad Law Firm Weather Center, I'm Anthony with your Ask the Experts weather. A high of 50 today with a mix of clouds and sunshine with the winds out of the north at 25-30 miles an hour. Tonight, cloudy with a low of 35. Go Cowboys! This weather report brought to you by Ask the Experts. Welcome back to Ask the Experts radio show, where we interview local professionals and experts in their field. And once again, we are joined with Tony Hall and John Fike with Paradigm Roofing. And they are discussing different types of roof systems. And I guess, on the line today, we have Mr. Jason. And I don't know, do y'all want to go ahead and take Jason right now, or do y'all want to dive right into it?
That's fine.
Jason, you there still?
Yes, I am.
Morning, Jason.
All righty, there you go.
How are you doing?
Excellent.
Hey, I just moved back into town. I bought a house, and it has a flat roof on it. And I think we got quite a few leaks in the flat roof. I don't really know a whole lot about roofing. So I got up there on my ladder, and it looks to be like granular, or looks like a shingle, but it's not shingles.
All right. Tony, you want to take this?
Yeah. So you got lots of leaks, so you feel like you might need a new roof is what it is? Or you want to know what kind of options you have to install on a flat roof?
Yeah, I don't know. It slopes a little bit, but it doesn't slope a whole lot.
Okay. So we're going to presume that, so you're looking at what type of flat roofs that do you have option-wise to install on your, on your old roof currently right now? Is that your question, Jason?
I bought the house as is.
Okay.
So I know I got to put a roof on it, but I don't want to put a piece of the junk roof on it.
Okay.
I want to get something that I can depend on.
Okay. The type of roof you currently have on there is a granulated roll roofing. We call them modified bitumen type roofs. And it's just basically an asphalt roll built similar to a shingle. Okay. And the installation process on those vary to where you can pour liquid tar up underneath it, hot tar up underneath it, or you can literally torch them together seam by seam. Nowadays, that roof is still available, and you can go back with that roof too, and you can get warranties, up to 20 years with that type of roof. But they also have other type of roofs now. We call them single-ply roofs, and they're made out of they have ones that are made out of TPO, which is a thermoplastic, or they have one that's a PVC, which is a polymer. And these roofs, 70% of the commercial roofs that are going on nowadays are going to be one of these type of roofs here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You can get 20 to 30-year warranties on these. They're very easy to install, so they're probably a little bit less expensive to install than the type of roof that you currently have on there now. They're certainly going to be a lot more energy efficient on these things as well. And so these are some of the options that you can do currently right now. Okay.
When you're talking about a flat roof system like Jason has, one of the things that you've always preached is that a roof is a water shedding system. Well, on a flat roof, how do you shed water, or is it meant to hold water? What?
Well, no roof ideally is meant to hold water. That's not what we want. So as far as shedding, if I was to look at Jason's house, if it's not pitched correctly, you always have to have some sort of pitch, even if it's a quarter of an inch. All right, pitch. You got to have some way to direct the water off. And then in the flat roofing industry, they make what we call tapered insulation panels that actually will taper the roof system and direct the water flow in however we want it, either towards drains, towards the edge of the roof, or whatever it may be. All right, but there is one roof system, or actually a couple of roof systems on these single-ply roof systems, the TPO and PVC. If you did have some ponding water on that roof and you didn't get it off, that is the only roof system that is acceptable to even handle the ponding water. On the type of roof you currently have on there now, Jason, if you got ponding water on there or any water that's not dried up after a 24-hour period or a 48-hour period, it would void the manufacturer warranty, and these things can't hold water, so it would eventually leak. So things like this, when we do, or someone looks at your roof, they'll hopefully they'll advise you through this and, put on the proper taper system. You get the right water flow and things of that nature.
So this is right up our alley, Jason. If you give your information to Anthony, we'll have one of our project managers reach out to you, and we can come by and take a look at your personal situation and find the best solution for you.
Are you, does it take a long time to put that type of roof on? Because I have to get it fixed.
No, not necessarily at all. It is going to be a little bit slower than putting on, say, shingles, but but it's not very long at all. So it just depends on the size, how many penetrations we have, how cut up it is, what the staging, do we have easy access to the roof and things like that. So, but generally, if it's a residential home, the average residential home, a big residential home is only 100 squares. And so generally a roof like that, even if it was extremely difficult, should take no longer than 5 days maximum would be and I'm guessing, I'm flying blind. But, a lot of the residential homes, we can do them in just a few days.
It work for you, Jason?
Yeah, that works for me.
All right.
I just, So I can call the number that I wrote down your number, so I can give you guys a call.
Give us a call, 972-542-7774, or Anthony can take down your information. We'd be more than happy to have one of our project managers reach out to you.
Okay.
Yeah, just hold on the line. Don't hang up for me, okay, Jason?
Okay.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
So we asked a question before we went to break. For those of you that are interested in winning a $50 gift card for Visa, a $50 Visa gift card, we talked about the solar reflective shingle. What is the component in the solar reflective shingle that gives it its solar reflectivity? So the first one that can call and answer that question will win a $50 Visa gift card. And at this time also, if anyone has any questions about any type of roofing topic here in North Texas that you want to ask us about, we're an open book. We're more than happy to help you where we can. Anthony, if you could give that phone number out again.
It's going to be 214 or 817-787-1190. That's 214 or 817-787-1190.
All right, excellent. Let's get into some topics that you covered in your last show. Specialty roofs. When you get into specialty roofing, what are the various things we're talking about when we talk about specialty roofs? What are we talking about?
Specialty roofs are basically anything that's obviously out of the norm. You know, the most common roof system here for residential is composition. And then anything that starts getting us out of basically composition roofing is going to start going to a specialty field. A metal roof could be a specialty type roof. But they also have products like we talked about previously, polymer type products to where you can have tile roofs, synthetic tile roofs, slate roofs, synthetic slates. And so these are some of the innovative products that have actually hit the market over the last 10 to 15 years. And so these things are becoming extremely popular. They're extremely durable. They're impact resistant, a lot of these types of roofs. And so there's a lot you can do with it. And so previously, when you went with a standard tile or slate roof, your house had to be made specifically to hold the weight of those products, all right, because concrete tile roofs come in at over 1,000 pounds a square. So the average home, if it wasn't originally built to hold that structure of 1,000 pounds a square, you could not even think about buying a tile roof, and you may love it. Well, guess what? Now you can. On these synthetic products, they're probably more durable in a lot of cases. They can become maintenance-free if it's installed properly, and they're absolutely gorgeous. The color stays the same, where on concrete, the color eventually starts to fade. And I'm sure we've all seen those driving down the street, you know, an old tile roof. It doesn't have the same pizzazz and color as a new one does.
On a when you're talking about a natural tile roof and you have a hailstorm, I mean, I've seen tile roofs where you got a lot of chipping, a lot of breaking. What are your options at that point? I mean, do you have to replace the whole roof? Can you match the tile? I mean, what are your options at that point?
Well, depending on how old the roof is, can I match the tile? If it's still in production, then yes, that shouldn't be a problem. I mean, you can go through and you can replace piece by piece. Once again, if you got an excessive amount broken, I mean, it's almost just, it makes sense just to go ahead and replace the roof. The insurance company, if it is a hailstorm, I mean, the insurance company will cover the cost to replace these type of roofs. I mean, they're no different than if you had a composition roof. If you have weather that destroys your roof, the insurance company will stand up and cover it. So those are some of the things right there.
Okay. We're about to wrap this show up. Tony, have enjoyed it. We've spent the last 3 months building these educational shows through the help of Ask the Experts and 1190 AM. I want to thank Anthony Cernelia for helping us out.
Well, thank you.
Really enjoyed this whole process. Hopefully the public out there has a better understanding of roofing in North Texas and all the variables that go into it, and hopefully they've gained a trusted partner in Paradigm Roofing.
Thank you, John. It was good.
All right, guys. Well, I'd like to say thank you to y'all for coming in. I am actually a lot smarter now on roofing in North Texas. And, you know, I was talking with one of my workmates up here, you know, doing the lopsidedness. You know, listeners out there, just think of this. 4,000 roofing contractors in just North Texas. 300 of them are licensed and certified. and Tony Hall with Paradigm Roofing is one of them. That right there within itself, this says, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say one thing, and I'm going to get in trouble if I don't say this, but I just want to say happy birthday to my little girl. She's going to be 6 years old on Tuesday. Happy birthday, Addison.
Awesome, Addison. How old is she?
She'll be 6 years old on Tuesday.
6. That's a good age. Awesome. Well, from everybody here at Talk Radio 1190, I am Anthony Cernelia with Ask the Experts radio show. Once again, if you'd like to call Paradigm Roofing, it's going to be, 972, 542-7774? I almost have it memorized. It's 972-542-7774, or on the World Wide Web at paradigmroofs.com. That's PARADIGMROOFS.com. 972-542-7774. I am Anthony Cernelia with Ask the Experts radio show. Once again, I was interviewing Tony Hall and John Fike with Paradigm Roofing. Y'all have a great day, and go Cowboys!
My friends will think I was a nut, turning water into wine.
When it comes to roofing, there's only one company to trust for your home or business: Paradigm Roofing. When you need to replace your roof or you just need a repair, it's best to call the licensed professionals at Paradigm Roofing. Certified with all the top manufacturers, Paradigm provides the highest quality roof systems in the Metroplex. You can trust that they will get the job done right, residential or commercial. Paradigm is the name you can trust. Award-winning, Paradigm Roofing is a member of the U.S. Green Building Council and proudly holds an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Call Paradigm Roofing today at 972-542-7774 or visit them on the web at paradigmroofs.com for a free consultation. Built with quality, integrity, and service, Paradigm Roofing. 972-542-7774. That's 972-542-7774. Or visit them on the web at paradigmroofs.com. That's PARADIGMROOFS.com.